Hang on, baby. We're gonna go 2, 3. Now you gotta sit down. Hi, baby. Good morning. And this is 13.2.8 should be the software number on this guy. Yep. This will be the first long highway drive that I'm making with this level of the software. I'm always willing. I am more than willing to continue the complex discussions. What do you want? What? I hear you. You're like right next to my ear. You're kind of hard to ignore. You know that, right? why we sit down. We should be like Jethro. He's sitting down on the pack. And that was me taking over there because of traffic.
so he can get Teslas in China, and he's running the government. You've got Trump actually selling crypto, and you've got Trump who actually is letting people, anybody, buy this crypto and enrich him without us knowing who's buying it, how many bad guys are. They are grifters. They are using their positions to make lots of money, and that's a fact. And any member of Congress ought to be able to say it, and that just infuriates me at that sleazy Comer for saying that somehow he's got to be removed for speaking truth to power.
All right, we've got a lot more to get to. Thank you, Barb, for that. Coming up, the end of a legendary career in the WNBA. Morning Joe will be right back with much more.
Got eyelid itching, crusties, and swelling that won't go away? It could be
Demodex blepharitis, and we're Demodex mites. We're very common and super irritating to your eyelids, but we love making ourselves comfortable here.
Including CBS, Nickelodeon, MT.
Please, just put my body in the ground. And now, back to the countdown. From the most trusted journalists at Comedy Central, it's America's only source for news. This is The Daily Show with your host, Desi Lyman.
Elon Musk gets marked as spam, Russia and America share friendship bracelets, and Trump sticks a foot in his mouth, but for once, it's not his own. So let's get right into it. Let's kick things off with the war in Ukraine. Donald Trump promised he could secure a peace deal within 1 day of taking office, which means he is now negative 34 days ahead of schedule. Good work, sir. As we know, the Ukraine war began in 2022 when Putin invaded Ukraine on 3 separate fronts while launching missile attacks on Ukrainian cities. Or as Donald Trump puts it,
President Trump has made a series of false assertions blaming Ukraine for starting the war.
You should have never started it. You could have made a deal.
That's an interesting interpretation in that it's not what happened. In fact, it's the exact opposite of what happened. And this has set off alarm bells for a lot of conservatives, including Brian Kilmeade, Trump's buddy and the Joey Tribbiani of Fox and Friends. He tried to gently push back when Trump started to blame the destruction of Ukraine on President Zelensky.
You have a man who's led a country that had the most beautiful cities that they demolished, had the most beautiful domes. Those domes are the most beautiful in the world.
But that's Russia's fault, though, Mr. President. Russia
did demolished 1,000-year-old domes. And everything's demolished.
But, Mr. President, that's Vladimir Putin's fault. Don't you agree?
I get tired of listening to it. He makes it very hard to make deals. But look what's happened to his country. It's been demolished.
But, no, I hear you. But, Mr. President, you know who's to blame for that. Don't you think it's Vladimir Putin that did the invasion unwarranted to try to take back land he had no right to? And don't you think fundamentally that's that? And if you could just, now both sides want to talk, it seems, so we should just get to that point?
They only want to talk because of me.
But this is how off the rails Trump is. His beloved Fox News is saying, Mr. President, you sound crazy, and I believe DEI causes tornadoes. And he's right, not about the DEI causing tornadoes. We all know trans people cause tornadoes. But about this war, under Donald Trump, America has fully taken Russia's side, which means, are we the bad guys now? Well, that didn't answer that. But I think we might be the bad guys. It's not just Republicans who are alarmed. The entire continent of Europe is freaking the out. If the United States will help Russia take over Ukraine, who's next? Poland? Latvia? Slovenia? Slovakia? Albania? Estonia? Yeah, I got a 97 in AP Geography. Thank you. 100, but I misspelled my name. So yesterday, Europe tried to get Trump back on its side by sending over its most charismatic Trump whisperer, Emmanuel Macron of France. And right from the start of that meeting, you could really see how he let his guard down.
Par la discussion sur les minerais critiques qui sont en train de finaliser.
That is the most beautiful language. I have no idea what he's saying, but that is the most elegant, beautiful language.
Yeah, Trump just loves the French accent. Probably because it's the native tongue of his hero, Pepe Le Pew. Something about that pervert skunk that Trump finds so relatable. But Macron's accent gives him a lot of leeway to gently correct Trump every time he spews bullshit.
I mean, this war costed all of us a lot of money. And this is the responsibility of Russia, because the aggressor is Russia.
Europe is loaning the money to Ukraine. They get their money back.
No, in fact, to be frank, we paid 60% of the total effort, and it was through, like the US, loans, guarantee, grants, and we provided real money.
Smile. The guy is smitten. Usually if someone confronts him about being wrong, he takes away their security detail, but he's letting Macron do whatever he wants. I think a sexy accent is his kryptonite. I assumed it was vegetables, but to be fair, it's not just Macron. Trump was swooning over anyone with a sexy accent.
I want to know what is your idea about Italy, if you want to make the same thing.
Can you talk a little louder? You have a beautiful voice, but you're not in this day. Where are you from? Italy. From Italy. Oh, I love Italy.
Oh, Italy. I love that restaurant with the grocery store tag. Oh, now. Which section are you from? Formaggio? Produce? Self-checkout? By the way, Trump is the only person on earth who has ever asked an Italian person to talk louder. Of course, as we saw last week, not every accent does it for him. Sometimes it just confuses him.
Mr. President, people in India would be welcoming your decision to extradite the Abu Rana to...
I can't understand a word he's saying.
Understand what someone is saying. Don't be rude and dismiss them. Just laugh and go, oh my God, that's so crazy, like a normal person. I mean, is Trump sure that he wants to be president? Because this is the worst job in the world if you don't understand accents. It's like working as an escort if you're still not 100% sure which hole it's supposed to go in. Although, would that actually make you a great escort? I guess we'll never know. By the way, if you're wondering how tough Indian accents are for Trump, he had to get a translator for it. Not for the language, for the accent.
It is evident that how the deep state of United States was involved in regime change. So what is your point of view about the Bangladesh?
And what is the role that the deep state played in the situation in Bangladesh?
I can't believe DOGE is going around looking for inefficiencies. Meanwhile, Trump has an English-to-English translator. But if you do have to have a translator for accents, why does the translator also have an accent? Maybe the plan was to have a string of translators with slightly less of an accent until they finally got to something Trump could process. Eventually, it'll just be the word Bangladesh written across the boobs of a swimsuit model. Oh, now I get it. Anyway, back to Macron. Now, you might think that it's not wise for Europe to hinge its survival on the seductive power of Macron's accent, but Trump himself admitted that it works.
I just want to tell you a little story. So we were at the Eiffel Tower having dinner with your wonderful wife and with my wonderful wife, and we came out and he started speaking the French deal. And we didn't have an interpreter, and he was going on and on and on, and I was just nodding, yes, yes, yes. And he really sold me on, because I got back the next day and I read papers. I said, that's not what we said. He's a smart customer, I will tell you.
Hold on. Forget the accent. What was going on with that handshake? Are they doing the no, you hang up, but with their hands? Before we figure out Russia and Ukraine, we need a peace deal for the world's weirdest thumb war. So maybe this isn't going to come down to words at all, because if you've noticed how Trump and Macron interact, their hands alone tell a story.
Deux chefs d'État, bloqués dans un conflit éternel. Leurs mains luttent de la paume aux ongles. À quoi servent les mains? Elles tirent, elles empoignent, elles repoussent. Mais les mains peuvent aussi se rejoindre. Des mains tendues, qui me touchent, qui vous touchent. Le monde entier dans leurs mains.
Play the end. When we come back, we'll tell you who's being mean to Elon Musk, so don't go away.
They want to take this place from us.
DOGE. It's the reason an 18-year-old virgin has your social security number. But Elon Musk has been trying to find ways to fire as many federal workers as possible. And this weekend, he tried out his new method by sending an email that shouldn't have been a meeting or an email.
It's the DOGE ultimatum. Elon Musk emailing over 2 million federal workers with this subject line: what did you do last week? It simply asks them to list 5 things they accomplished at work and says not replying by midnight tonight would be taken as a resignation.
Ah, the hallmark of a good boss. He gives you busy work that also makes you scared. This is such an insane idea. Just for starters, let's say everyone does respond. Who the f is going to read 2.4 million emails? I say this as someone who has an inbox with 2.4 million unread emails. It is too many emails to f***ing read. Hey, Pottery Barn, if you tell me about one more throw pillow sale, I will kill myself, and the blood will be on your hands. Also on your throw pillows. Don't f***ing test me. And I know you gave my email to William Sonoma. Anyway, as shocking as this may be, federal workers do not seem very happy about being sent threatening emails, and they're making their voices heard in unusual ways.
I want to ask you about a fake video that was somehow hacked onto the TVs at the Housing and Urban Development offices this morning in D.C. It's pretty graphic, so we're not going to show it here on Top Story. It essentially shows the president, again, this was an AI image, kissing Elon Musk's feet.
He's right. He's right. An AI video of Trump kissing Elon Musk's feet is disgusting. It's inappropriate and it's disrespectful. It should not be on TV. Let me just show you why it should not be on TV. Look at how inappropriate this fake video of the president slobbering all over Elon Musk's foot knobs is. So inappropriate, and that is why we will never be showing this to you. It's called journalistic integrity. Thank you. Although it has to be said that making that video and hacking the screens took a lot of work, and I really hope whichever federal employee did it included that in their list of 5 accomplishments. I definitely feel bad for the guy in the HUD office who learned about his latent foot fetish in the worst possible way. Oh no! Oh no! And it wasn't just the rank and file who pushed back on Elon's ultimatum. Some of Trump's own cabinet members told their departments the email wasn't official. Kash Patel told the FBI, don't respond to that email. Tulsi Gabbard said, don't respond to that email. Pete Hegseth responded to that email saying, you up? That was irrelevant. But all this infighting is confusing. Can someone please clarify the situation here? Mr. President, do people have to answer this email or not?
Can you clarify, hopefully once and for all, what your expectations are with this email to federal employees?
Well, it's somewhat voluntary, but it's also if you don't answer, I guess you get fired.
Oh, great. Yeah, that clears up everything. It's voluntary, but if you don't answer it, you're fired. Okay. At this point, the only thing more confusing than that email is that AI video that is totally inappropriate for television. I mean, they gave Elon 2 left feet. Weird and gross. And that's why we will not be showing it to you. It's called moral courage. Moral courage. Now look, you would expect some pushback within the federal government, but the surprising thing is there's also some pushback from outside the federal government.
From Georgia to Oregon to Kansas, Americans angry with President Trump's sweeping layoffs and Elon Musk's drive to slash government spending, packing raucous town halls.
Elon Musk has contracts with the federal government.
He's done some very good things. I think.
How do you feel about a unelected, non-confirmed, one of the checks and balances of our nation?
Great question, and I'm glad you asked me. Okay?
Man, that last guy was so ready to get mad, he didn't even wait for the answer. I have a question. You suck. Oh! Now, look, personally, I'm glad to see people pushing back against DOGE. But even if you support DOGE, you have to acknowledge that seeing real people voicing their opinion to their elected representatives is a lot better than seeing Trump going to town on Elon's feed. Just disgusting. It's disgusting. And you will never see that video here. You won't. Instead, we're going to have some serious analysis about this counter movement to DOGE. So let's go to DOGE headquarters with Michael Costa. People are not happy with DOGE.
Yeah, that's right, Desi, but DOGE has to take a lot of the blame for the backlash. They're not handling these layoffs with enough care and finesse. Let me explain through the use of a visual aid. Let's say this foot represents the federal government. You gotta be gentle, right? You can't go in whole hog. You gotta start the layoffs with a light little... See what I did there, Desi? That was me laying off 50 NIH researchers, and you know what? I think they liked it.
Yes, I see what you're saying. It's not what you cut, it's how you cut it.
Exactly. You can't go from 0 to 100 like this. That is not how you do it. It's too overwhelming, and it puts too much pressure on the workforce.
Tell me about it. I've been laid off before, and it is always too sloppy.
Yeah, you don't want sloppy, Desi. And you can't just focus on the top departments either. Most of the waste takes place at the lower levels of the government, so you gotta work both. This is how you do it. This is how you do it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And I gotta say, I have never seen you look more professional. So where did you learn so much about government? Was that at college?
Oh, no, I worked at Payless. The point is, you have to pay attention to the whole of the federal government. Then once you've properly covered all the sensitive parts, that's when you bring in the other foot. Oh, my goodness gracious. Oh.
Wait, hold on. So if one foot represents the federal government, what does the other foot represent?
Oh, this foot's just a sex thing.
Oh, gotcha. Michael Costa, everyone.
APR for up to 60 months on the purchase of select new 2025 Sportage and 2025 Sorrento models.
Is juicy chicken your thing? The spicy hot honey thing? Introducing new KFC Mike's Hot Honey Chicken. If that's your thing, just $7 or share it for $25.
Businesses start small, but a lot of them take off. As your business grows, ShipStation grows with you, so you can sync and manage all your orders, no matter how big you get. ShipStation's custom automations maximize your team's time. Plus, you get more carrier options at the lowest possible rates. Keep your business growing. Head to ShipStation.com to start your free trial today.
Why has America accepted the wait for payday? Life doesn't wait for you to get paid. Introducing MyPay from China, a revolutionary new way of getting the pay you want. Get up to $500 of your pay before payday. No interest, no credit check, no mandatory fees. When any day is payday, it's a good day. Get paid when you say with MyPay. Get started at Chime.com. You might know Harbor Freight for affordability. What you might not know is performance and durability go right along with it. You see, we test, and then we test again. World-class engineering and rigorous testing to ensure our tools perform at the highest level and stand the test of time without testing your walls. Now, it's time for you to put us to the test. Whatever you do it for less at Harbor Freight.
Looks cool for a ride.
Look at it. Shit's out of control. Get out of there now. He's not. I'm not going to save it down for today. Last breath with a PG-13.
Check it out. Sam Adams is like me. Crisp and easy drinking.
Your Kaiser. Front boss. No bark.
Sam Adams or American Life. Booking.com has all kinds of stays. Because some love a rustic cabin. Others feel differently. Find exactly what you're looking for. Booking.com, booking.em.
Is this for real?
It is for real, yes. Nothing is frozen. Everything is made fresh every day. If you see an open kitchen, you gotta trust it. It's as real as it gets.
What you see is what you get.
Exactly.
Comedic actor known for her work in Reno 911, Bridesmaids, and The Goldbergs. She now stars in St. Denis Medical on NBC. Please welcome Wendy McClendon-Covey.
Horny now that I've watched all that foot action.
Yes.
My goodness.
Who doesn't love a little flip action?
Anyone that says otherwise is ugly.
Liars. Liars. I am so happy you're here.
I'm so happy to be here.
St. Denis Medical. I heard that you received the script the day that the Goldbergs ended. Is that true?
Yeah. In a weird twist of fate, yes, I did get it the same day, and I was all pouty, and I'm looking at this script going, God, I think it's funny. I think this is funny. I think I want to do it. It's been so much fun, and I cannot tell you how much respect I have for healthcare workers after doing this.
Have these huge blind spots for comedic reasons, but never are they like completely inept at their jobs. And so it is sort of a love letter to healthcare workers.
It really.
If you're talking, you are on mute.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Good morning. Can you guys hear me?
I can hear you. Can you hear me, Daniel?
Yes, I can hear you. For some reason, it shows, I don't know, my microphone shows as muted, but you guys can hear me, right?
Yep, I can hear you loud and clear.
Okay. So basically what I wanted to talk today about is just to go a little bit over the E-bomb, just to make sure we are on the same page. Let me share my screen. Can you guys see my screen?
Yep, looks good for me.
Julio? Yes?
Your mic, Julio, is like really, really hard to hear.
Mine, Russell?
No, Julio's mic is very hard to hear. Rodolfo, can you hear us okay?
Can you guys see this window?
Yeah, you're showing the tank.
Yeah, but I mean the one that shows the mic is muted. Can you guys see that? This one that I'm moving around.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see it.
Is this mine or somebody else's? I don't know. It's weird. Anyway, the good thing is that you can hear me. Okay, so I started to update the 46 gallon tank assembly, and I'm about to delete a bunch of components that were in the existing assembly. I just wanted to review, make sure that I have the correct ICD. There was an email sent to the group. I was not part of that email, pointing to this part number, ICD. I think those two were in the existing assembly that I took over, but they don't look right to me. Can anybody confirm that? Let me hide this.
No, those are the special.
Based on my latest information, this looks to be the correct ICD.
I think that I know what's happening, so our EBOM is not up to date, and it's feeding with carryover components.
Yeah.
So that's why there are like some components that are not, that are shown here, but we don't need it.
Okay, so do you guys give me free hand to remove everything what I consider we don't need?
Well,
update
So my question is why is the E-bomb not correct from Stellantis?
The reason is because the EBOM that is right now released have some components from the previous supplier, and after the source was closed, the EBOM was not updated at that time. But right now, to have an EBOM up to date, we need to process a CCD, a CN. But I think that at that moment where we are not able to do it because we need to have cost and timing, and of course a frozen design of the tank to move forward with the catch-up CN. So not sure if I'm like clear on why the EBOM is not up to date.
Yeah, okay, so that makes sense. Now, if I save this configuration after I clean up everything and I bring it to a decent shape, obviously I had to add some FC numbers, even though they don't have a link to a Chrysler part number. But if you open then the assembly, you can see whatever I added. Mostly there are weldments, like heat shield buttons and those straps. The previous configuration was a strap going longitudinal in the middle, right? There was one here, then one on the other end. So we do not have that configuration. So I had to create a different structure here, right? Create some FC numbers. So after that, probably if you consider that you have to have a Chrysler part number, then you can link the FC number that I created to that. If not, not, right? But most of the main part numbers, I kept the ones that you transferred the ownership to me. Obviously the top level, obviously the welded, right? The molded, right? I kept all those part numbers, but some components inside I had to create my own FC numbers. Make sense?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
There were also some internal line event bundle that was owned by somebody else. I didn't have ownership over that, so and it's a new configuration, right? So there is another question I had regarding the load line that goes to the FTIV, right? The current math data shows, the math data we received from headquarters shows a double lock. Do you guys require this, or is this what you're looking for, or just a simple?
If you do the connection, we don't need the secondary latch.
Correct, but Russell, do you know if we make this connection, or is this line connected by?
What's the other line? What's the other end connected to? I'm driving.
Yes,
it's gonna be the FTIV.
Yes, I believe you do that connection in-house.
Right,
for both sides.
But is the FTIV going to be shipped with the tank in this condition? Or?
That's the plan that we have now. And I believe, Ross, based on the discussion we had on the last meeting, is that what Jeff is investigating to have this FTIV PAA.
Yeah,
So
there was two of the tank versions that we were talking about having it on the tank, and one where it was going to be not shipped with the tank, but it would be shipped as a separate end item to the assembly plant.
Yes, this is one of the the 46
So what
version.
what we're going to need to be careful that we get correct on this, and this is something that, like when I hear Daniel saying that we've got E-bomb issues. I think this is one that's, if not on this particular tank, on one of these three tanks, it's going to bite us in the ass if we're not careful with it. So if the FTIV is supposed to be there, why isn't it in this CAD file? Or do you just have it turned off?
Yes, what we need to do, I just start working with purchasing for having all the team aware what we are doing for this, let's say, release strategy for these FTIVs. And they just received yesterday. I'm just planning to have a further call with them just to confirm they do agree on all this strategy, let's say. So then if they do agree on having this in this way, so the next step that we need to do is just to start working on a CCDCN just to capture and update the E-bomb for the fuel tanks, at least for the 26 and the 46, where we can release the math from the FTIV. As you may know, Daniel, you are really familiar with this one because you did work on the GTP hub, right?
Yep.
Correct. Yeah.
In the GTP hub, we do have the part number and the FC number, which will be the one that we will use in this case for the D2 46 gallons and the DP 26 gallons. So that FTIV is already there, is already released. The only thing we need to do is to update the E-bomb for the structure of the fuel tank, showing that in obviously in the structure. But to do that, we do need a CCDC and to update the structure from the fuel tank.
Okay, so let's do this.
But going back to your question, if JAP do the connection between the fuel pump port and the FTIV port, those quick connects doesn't need to be secondary latch because this is something that you can check internally, and obviously you can certify those connections are properly made.
Yeah, so that's not the question. We know. I was not sure if we are gonna deliver, if the FTIV is gonna be part of the tank assembly that we ship to you. If that is the case, then the load line makes sense to be assembled by YAP. So, but this needs to be, I mean, Russ, you need to include all those items in our internal bill of material, discuss with purchasing, make sure we cover everything.
Yep.
So in my opinion, so this, since it's not, I shouldn't say not official, but it's not data yet, I would say let me complete the assembly, baseline it, and send you or you can grab the bill of material from this assembly and use this. If this is the design intent, I mean, in terms of components, I understand some lines might change slightly or whatever, but as a starting point, if you can use this bomb for your E-bomb, right, and see what happened, and see if that it's in alignment with you guys, and then we clean up everything, and then your E-bomb will match my assembly structure,
sense.
right?
Okay.
Yeah, it makes sense to me.
Okay, so I will complete this today. I will baseline and send a note to you guys and take a look and see if you see something out of ordinary or something that was not captured, or right.
Okay.
Now, for the other two assemblies, I don't know if I have the latest and greatest. What it's your? Can you give me a timeline when you guys expect to have the other two assemblies in Team Center cleanup like this one.
What is the Julio? This is for Julio. Julio, what is the status release for these tanks? Do you know? It's a step 2 or step 3 list?
Step 3. When creating 3 release.
Okay, so we need to do for the Sync 4 then?
Do you hear me okay now?
Yes, we can hear you.
Yeah, because my laptop updated to Windows 11 yesterday, and now I'm having the same microphone issue as Joel. But
I told you that it's gonna happen.
I put an external microphone, and I think now it's okay. The IPV tanks are released on step 3, which I believe is the correct one for Sync 4.
Yeah, because if we are okay for that step 3 release with matches for the C4 release that we have on March the 10th in less than 2 weeks, so we don't need to do anything for the fuel tank.
Yeah, that's one issue less. However, on next Monday, the production trees will go live, and we want to see these tanks, not the tanks from the previous suppliers. Those are the tanks released on step 3.
Mm-hmm.
So we would like to have these assembly.
But obviously, the top assembly plan number should be in step 3. But obviously, all the children should be also in step 3.
They don't track the children. I mean, that's the rule. You are right. But what I'm saying is that the children are not in the tracking list.
Okay.
But if the models in the production trees are the previous